we have to have some range of motion to build strength in. If we don't have that range of motion, then we can't really function. So you're exactly right. We need to focus on that.
Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Nick Halsey with Motus Nova. I'm a licensed neurophysical therapist and neuroscientist helping brain injury survivors understand how to make functional gains after their injury. I hope this video helps you in your recovery.
And Charles, if you can hear me, I'm not able to hear you. See if you can maybe tap your screen and hit the mic button. That may unmute you.
Try again.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, guys. How are you?
Fine. You just answered a couple of my questions that I had that I was going to ask you today with your discussion, gentleman from Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm still on the thermometer page of this whole program.
Okay.
And I think that as far as helping me get over the tight ligaments that I have in my left arm, I think this thing is really helping. But as far as playing the games, it's not working because I've got absolutely no movement whatsoever in my left hand and left arm and fingers. And so I don't know exactly what the future is with this. I will say that I think that there's more going on in my arm than just the disconnect between my head and my muscles and that. I think that one of the things that I was diagnosed with through the results of an MRI or a CAT scan when I first had this stroke was that they say that I've got a torn rotator cuff in my left arm.
Okay.
But I haven't been able to find anybody in this stupid town of Chico, California, that any doctor that's been willing to try to do anything about that. They all come up with excuses about how they don't think that I'd be able to do the rehabilitation if they were to try to fix this. And so I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place as far as getting anything out of your program.
Hey, if you're finding this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe to help other brain injury survivors learn how Motus Nova is changing neuro-rehab.
Sure. Well, Charles, so it sounds like you've been primarily focused on the thermometer game. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I would say that with respect to the other activities, we may want to try them. And the reason being is even if you have no active movement, those activities in conjunction with the Motus Hand are going to be able to help you get engaged in them. And we don't know if some of those different stimuli from the different games and the different movement patterns may help to start triggering some of those performances in your brain, and you might get some return of active movement.
Okay.
Active contraction.
What would you suggest would be a good starting one to get started with?
Yeah, I would recommend one specifically would be the strongman. And that one is, so we can think about trying to build up the foundation of your future function. And you're exactly right. One of those foundational elements is the range of motion and sort of extensibility of your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments for that matter. We have to have some range of motion to build strength in. If we don't have that range of motion, then we can't really function. So you're exactly right. We need to focus on that. But we also want to work on developing some coordination and some strength in those ranges of motion that you're gaining. And so sort of as a preparatory exercise, just trying to learn how to coordinate flexion and extension can be a good starting place, generally called gross motor activities. And the strongman exercise is one of those. And so I'd recommend to at least start with that activity. And then we might also want to incorporate one additional activity. I think it really depends on you. I don't know what type of preferences you have
Thanks for watching this video. If you have questions or would like to speak with me about how you can make functional gains from home, call or text me at 404-939-3476 or visit motusnova.com/contact.